So this video is going to be about blood clotting. In this diagram you can see that a needle has punctured the skin of some human and it's caused this kind of rupture. And these are schematic representations of platelets which have aggregated in this region in order to plug the flow of blood. And we're going to be talking about two specific clotting proteins. In this case we have prothrombin and fibrinogen, and they're always present in the blood plasma. So these platelets, when they aggregate, in addition to some of the damaged cells, they will produce this kind of clotting factor. It can be any kind of clotting factor, and this clotting factor will help this reaction take place. The prothrombin will be converted into thrombin, and that's a very important step in blood clotting. So thrombin is actually an enzyme, and what it does is it takes this fibrinogen, which is typically soluble, and it converts it, much like how the clotting factors which are produced from the platelets and damaged cells convert prothrombin into thrombin. This thrombin, which is an enzyme, converts the soluble fibrinogen into relatively insoluble fibrin. And what fibrin does is that it creates this meshwork that is able to trap platelets or thrombocytes. It also traps red blood cells. And this effectively allows blood clotting to occur, and for this opening to be sealed. So the cut is going to be sealed. So to recap, there's some kind of rupture. Platelets are going to aggregate in this region to try to fix this kind of cut. There are two clotting proteins, prothrombin and fibrinogen, and they're always present in the blood plasma. And these platelets, when they aggregate, in addition to the damaged cells, they're going to secrete these kinds of clotting factors. And these clotting factors enable this reaction to occur, in which prothrombin is converted into thrombin. And thrombin is an enzyme that converts soluble fibrinogen, which means that it can't dissolve, it means it can dissolve into insoluble, meaning unable to dissolve, fibrin. So fibrinogen, which can dissolve in the blood plasma, is converted into the relatively insoluble form of fibrin, which is unable to dissolve. And this is how it's clotted. It's able to be clotted because it cannot dissolve in the blood plasma. So therefore, it creates a sort of plug. So this fibrin is able to create this mesh-like structure that contains platelets and red blood cells, and this eventually is able to seal the cut